Hi everyone. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. Wanted to give a quick market intelligence for the upcoming June transition to the to the new Federal Reserve Chairman, Mr. Kevin Warsh, and what his plan is. As you all know, a lot of things been happening in the economy that is not healthy. The latest trigger was the long-term bonds. So around the world, we are not the only one. Long-term bonds, the 30 years yield are have been going up, and that is creating a lot of instability in the market, especially for assets like gold or Bitcoin or silver or real estate. Um, Basically, it is a opportunity cost issue. Long story short, this high bond yield is not very um, good for the environment because the cost of borrowing money um, will get passed down to consumers. Okay, um, and it will create a situation combined with the oil shock, combined with the high inflation, combined with the CPI where real wages is going down, combined with producer price index that's going up. We are looking at a very difficult, very volatile economy going towards the end of the year. So um, it is not a position that I think Kevin Wars wanna inherited, but that is what he got, and he has to make the best use of the situation. We do not know what his plan will be. It could be, the talk was to cut the interest rate initially, but at this point, it's I do not know what they're gonna do. I don't think they could cut. He could announce a interest rate cut. If anything, he's going to hike interest rate and try to cool down the economy because the stock market continue relying on the AI bubble, the AI build out, as and continue to print new highs. So the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And this is one of those situations where people, large institutions, people with insider information, or large asset, or market makers in different markets, whether it is commodity, whether it is forex, whether it is stock market, they would take advantage of it and manipulate the price. Okay, because they know they would time it together with announcements, news announcements. So for example, Clarity Act is being pushed through the Congress, and they would use that news to manipulate the market. And you would see, especially in the case of Bitcoin, there is a chart that should pop up right now, and you'll see just in the few month in the last month here, how many times Bitcoin alone is being manipulated. Okay, they use news and time it, and blame it on those news. Use the news to manipulate the market. Okay, it is very obvious. Well, the signals are very obvious. You would see price go up, suddenly spike up, suddenly spike down, suddenly spike up, suddenly spike down, suddenly, and they basically would look at the what the market makers have. What the order books would look like. So basically, what the people are expecting, and they would bet against it, and the market makers would bet against it and make money basically by doing that. So assume you are expecting Bitcoin to go higher. Okay, so you buy Bitcoin. Okay, what the market makers, or you set a long position, leverage long position, and what market makers would do then is they would see that and they would intentionally crash the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so that the trend that all of a sudden that money, the money that the retail traders have put in, get transferred to the market makers. Okay, or their clients or people with insider informations. It's very sad what is happening. The Supreme Court is very much aware of this manipulation. They are doing an investigation on it, and we'll see what comes out of it. But um, with Mr. Trump being one of the um, list of many people's benefiting from the insider trading, um, I think the power that the Supreme Court has are is limited. Let's just put it that way. Why don't we go to some of the Q&A here? Um, okay, this one is an interesting one. Silver. What do I think about silver? I think silver is a very unique metal in that it is not just a store of value, but it is also used in industrial purposes, solar panel chips. So China, for example, are buying a lot of silver. What is funny is it is not funny, but what is being manipulated is the price of paper silver that you're seeing in the stock market and the actual supply of silver. Okay, so and that is the same thing, the same situation with gold. In that the price of gold, the paper gold, is not what is the price of the gold on the actual commodity exchange. It is significantly higher. Okay, the prices are being suppressed intentionally, being manipulated intentionally. Now, I would stick with gold just because it is a proven asset, store of value. We know countries around the world are accumulating as much gold as they can. So we know that there is a limit to how much gold will go down. Um, as for silver, it is, is much more difficult to time because of the industrial need and the industrial factor of it. So it is much more volatile. When it goes up significantly higher. When it goes down significantly high, low. It goes down significantly lower as well. So I would stick with gold if you don't have any hedge in your portfolio, right? And continue to just dollar cost average. Okay, let's just say you buy your allocation is for every $100 of Bitcoin you buy, $100 of S&P 500 you buy $100 of gold. I would then that's the plan. Just continue doing it. Um, gold it will continue to go up as towards the end of the year. Second question, what do I have here? Okay, are we um this is funny. Okay, so this is talking about Mark of the Beast. Okay, in Revelation 13 to 16, you'll see it here. It talks about basically people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark. This is called the Mark of the Beast, the 666, the 666 number. And the question this individual is asking is, has this been prophesied from the Bible in Revelation 13:16? Well, I do not know, but I do know this. There is a product called Orb, and it scans your retina. Okay, your retina is unique, just like your fingerprints are unique, your DNA are unique, and 17 million people in the United States already voluntarily scan their retina so that they um, cannot be confused with AI. Okay, with AI, no matter how good you emulate and generate the image, it will never be. Your retina is unique, and so AI cannot copy that. And by doing this, this orb are own is own these orbs are owned by a private company. So in many ways, they have your data, um, and they can use it for nefarious purposes. In China, the social credit system for example, already are being implemented, such that if you don't belong from a certain province, or you did something wrong, or you owe taxes, or you break the law, or what have you, the government can go and freeze your asset. They can deny you access to buy goods. They can freeze your bank account. They can prohibit you from travel. So, it is a useful tool in the right hand, but I think this is one of those situations where we need AI experts, okay? Both from the um, morality and humanity side of things, that understands what AI should be, and not just um, an artificial intelligence that can think on its own without understanding the value of human morality, consciousness, and values that we have developed over thousands of years, right? This device is being rolled out around the world. I know in China definitely, in Japan definitely, and in many parts in Africa definitely, to basically eventually get control of your um, individuality of what you can or cannot do. In England, they have implemented a BRS or BRC system where you basically cannot purchase item using their digital euro coin over $10,000 without reporting it to the tax authority. If you do so, well, you don't have to do so. If they found that they'll see it, if a and they'll see it automatically, and they will tax you and penalize you for not paying taxes on those purchases. So really, this is a kind of sticky issue. Um, I hope that the AI, there are a lot of AI specialists that have warned that what is coming is dangerous. The next level of AI, artificial intelligence, combined with this monitoring system and market-based system, is very dangerous because you're going to lose your privacy. You're going to lose the control over your asset. So that's why we have um, new systems being built, right? Okay, so the old system that we've been relying on for the past 40 years, that is going away. And the new system that is being built, if you don't understand what it is, the blockchain, and how you can become your own bank and you own your own real asset, it is very dangerous. So, next question. What are the key events or dates we need to watch out for? Okay, so I think we already talked about Kevin Walsh and his announcement in June. The PPI printed that came out last week, printed higher. PPI is Producer Price Index. If it goes higher, that means 6 months from now, the consumer are going to face significantly higher cost of goods, products, whether it is gas, whether it's groceries, milk, whatever, name it. The price of those goods are going to go up in about 6 months. That is something that we watch out for. For Bitcoin is the golden cross. We want the golden cross to happen. Everybody's been expecting the golden cross to happen, but at this point, as of today, there has been so many manipulations to basically um, kind of prevent that golden cross from touching, from printing, because the institutions, the insiders, they're not yet prepared. Okay, so the Visa, the Mastercard, the American Express of the world, the big banks of the world, the JP Morgan, the Goldman Sachs of the world, they have not yet done building the new system. So if Bitcoin hit a golden cross and it goes up high, then they couldn't take full advantage of it. So that is something that we're monitoring. Bank of Japan is another one that we're monitoring. For so long, we've been borrowing money from the Bank of Japan for free, right? Or a negative interest rate. So they pay you to borrow money. But Bank of Japan has recently been increasing the yields on their bonds, and we want to be we are monitoring that. That is definitely a big impact because it used to be that everybody in the world can borrow money for basically free and invest it in anything, and they would get a yield, right? Because money from Japan is free. Um, and we want to know, I think the last item that we need to watch out for is basically what President Trump is going to do, whether it is invasion of Cuba, whether it is Greenland, Canada. I do not know what he's going to do, but ultimately that is one of the macro factors that we're watching. Okay. When will markets correct itself? Okay, so the question here is basically when will the stock market when will you know the stock market is has reached bottom and is correcting itself, or is it has reached top and is go on the way to the bottom, or the commodity market, the forex market, the bond market, or the crypto market. The truth is no one knows and cannot time the top and the bottom. Okay, what you need to be aware of is where in the cycle are you? Are you in the bull, or are we in the bull market, or are we in the bear market? Okay? When you're in the bull market, then it is called risk on. Okay? You hold less cash and you spend it on risk on asset. Okay? When it is in the bear market, you protect and hedge your portfolio. So basically, you hold on to a lot of cash. Okay. In 2026, based on what I'm seeing, we are in the bear market because if I take out Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, Google, the Magnificent Seven company, we are actually in recession right now. Without those seven companies, we are in recession right now. So that tells me that we are actually in a bear market, and that's why it is very important before we buy stock, we buy Bitcoin, gold, silver, or anything else, that we also set aside money to make sure fiat currency, some money, dry powder we call it, right? Rainy day funds, 3 to 6 months, so that you don't have to sell your assets at the wrong time because nobody can time the bottom, nobody can time the crash. We know that it is better to be a month early than a day too late. We know that much. But nobody can time. If somebody tells you they know exactly how to time the top and the bottom of any market, they're probably either lucky or they're just guessing or lying to you. Um, okay, last question. For my gold portfolio, what price level should I take profit? Okay, so about 4,000 right now. I have about my take profit is around 4,000 um 900, 4,800 or so, somewhere around there. And I don't plan to take profit again until end of the year when the price is closer to $7,000. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue to hedge my position. Look, I know it is a tough situation out there for a lot of for everybody around the world. We are not the only one. Um, if you are young, okay, you can weather the situation, but it is going to get painful if you're towards the sunset of your career, then you really need to have somebody that knows um, what you're doing and do a financial checkup. Okay, Let's think about it this way, okay? Um, we go to the doctor to get health checkup. We go to our pastor to get spiritual checkup. Well, you should go to a CPA or CFA or a financial advisor to get your financial checkup. And I think when it comes to money, because it is taught at home, a lot of people are very um, shy about talking or being open about money. Where in reality, now more than ever, it is so necessary for you to do that checkup and understand what you have, what you don't have, what your portfolio looks like, what allocation do you have where are you heavy in your portfolio allocation, what is your risk assessment, and what are you gonna do if scenario A happens, or what are you gonna do if scenario B happens. Now, I can help you with that. You can just text me and DM me, and I will do my best to help you. Um, it doesn't cost much money. Just a few $100 is all it takes for you to do the initial assessment. But ultimately, the important thing here is that we are going to go through a reset. Okay, this is called the digital age reset. It's an exponential age. I've been wrong multiple times. This in 2026, not on what's gonna happen, but I've been wrong on the timing of when things happen. It seems to be accelerating faster and faster and faster. And I used to think it is 2030 before we see some sort of market correction. Um, but looking at the speed at which things are happening, it might happen sooner than later. And you do not want to be caught unprepared. So we need to stay disciplined. We need to follow the plan that we have. Look at your portfolio allocation, look at your risk assessment. If you need an update, let me know. If you need to do a new one, let me know. If you need to do a tax planning or rebalancing of your asset, let me know. But yeah, I want to encourage you all to just stay strong and pray a lot. Okay, because ultimately a lot of what is happening around the world is beyond our control, and there's very little we can do. We can plan, we can prepare, we can strategize, but God ultimately will uh, be the one who has control overall. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a good one.